everybody.
Welcome into Comedy Spot Games. We are now live. I think Shirley got a little bit of an early preview on
a sneak preview how the
Right.
sausage is made.
That's what happens when the buttons to tell you whether or not you're live are scrolling down past what you can see on an iPad. Okay, so tell us what we got going on today, Andrew.
So last time we were on, Dana showed me Devil May Cry 3.
Yeah.
Right? So this time I'm going to be showing her the Stanley Parable 2. 2 is kind of a joke. It's just more additions to the first game. But the Stanley Parable is very funny. Those of you who have played it know exactly what we're in for. Those of you who have not, you're in for quite a treat.
Dennis loves this game, so that's a roaring endorsement.
Dennis, you're on it.
Okay, should we
All
just
right.
go ahead and get started?
Yeah, so just go ahead and begin the game.
Okay. Oh, and it's very formal. Begin the game.
Yes.
The end is never the end.
The end is never the end.
Oh, that's interesting. Kendra said that she can hear you on here, but not you
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Interesting.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Yikes.
Although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Yeah, I guess there are some people that like the
Was happy.
predictability of being told what
monotony.
to do, yeah.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Oh, no.
No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company.
Shirley says she
had
likes
this
that kind of
happened.
work.
This complete
Well.
isolation. Something was very
I mean,
clearly
everybody needs
wrong.
something, right?
Shocked,
Right.
frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of
We
his
are
office.
now a Twitch affiliate, so Brian's on here and he's now a subscriber and using our fun new Interrobang emote. So if you're on Twitch,
you're on-
subscribe to us,
And
Zach
use those
Comedy
little
Spot,
emojis.
and then you can use our own fun Interrobang emojis.
Yeah. All right, Dana, whenever you're ready, you may take hold of Stanley.
Okay. Okay, I'm not really. Oh, okay, I can't touch the computer.
The hall.
I haven't got any instructions on how to open things, so I'm assuming
Nope.
I
All of his
can't.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
It means I can
Stanley
rifle
decided
through
to
their
go to the meeting
desks.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Happy 12th birthday, stepniece.
Those balloons were not in the original game. This is an add-on.
Ah. Figurine Finders Committee. Okay.
Also an addition with this Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I know the title screen said Stanley Parable 2. Really, the title of this game is the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Because I can only type so many words and spell them all correctly, so I took the easy way out.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think I even forgot the 2.
It's all right. Right. We reached a branching
Stanley
path.
came to a set of
Oh,
two
no.
open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Don't tell me what to do.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Exactly.
You're starting to get it.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
It's very lovely.
It is. It's quite a nice room. I wish the Comedy Spot had an employee lounge like this.
So Dennis says that if you're an
Yes,
Amazon
really,
Prime, you get a
really
free
worth it
sub
being here in
token
the
to
room.
sub
A room
there,
so
and
utterly
you can
captivating
get credit.
that
So if you
even
have
though
Amazon
all
Prime, you
your
get a free
coworkers
sub
have
for someone
mysteriously
on
vanished,
Twitch.
here you sit looking at these chairs and some
And Brian
paintings.
says the mics sound
Really
great.
worth
Ooh,
it.
it makes me sound like a radio host.
Hey, thanks, Brian.
But eager to get
Not sure
back
what
to
this
business,
radio is.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Am I supposed? I don't want to do what you tell me.
You catch on quick,
Stanley
Dana.
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay. Open now. Brian's using his ACL emojis.
This is an ACL, Brian.
Unless the ACL stands for always climbing ladders, because
Always climbing ladders.
you should definitely climb those video game ladders.
Definitely. Don't jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. It will cause death.
Penalty for misuse. But if I'm dead, do I have to pay it?
You do.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot. I'm not sure, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no
Nice.
one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the
I
platform.
mean, I think
and
one of the
plunged
things
to
that you
his
have to
death.
do anytime you
Good
play a new
job,
video game is
Stanley.
test out.
Everyone
Test
thinks
out how
you're
to die.
very powerful.
Exactly.
All right, so that was the Stanley Parable,
Okay.
but the end is never the end.
Okay. Well, that was the whole game.
You know, maybe you should try exploring some different paths.
Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting
If all my
room.
coworkers
Perhaps he had
disappeared, I
simply
wouldn't
missed
notice
the
because I
memo.
work from home.
There you go.
Okay, maybe I'll do what you want me to do now this time.
You can listen to the narrator, don't. It's all up to you.
Because I both like to do what I'm told because I like to follow rules, but I also like to not do what I'm told because...
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Okay. There we go. Ooh, I want a reward. Produce 1 plank. Construct a bridge. Retrieve chairs. Construct new structurally sound bridge. Oh, and look, Evan's also on Twitch using his interrobang
Hi, Evan.
emotes. Good morning. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Gotta collect them all.
All that, dude?
So for those of you who have played the original Stanley Parable but not Ultra Deluxe, there are some add-ons. These figurines are an add-on from the first game.
Okay. Ooh, there will be a reward. I like rewards. Beware the false prophet. Oh, now Evan's just getting crazy with his alternating interrobang and ACL emotes. Trust the completionist instinct. Yes. Okay. I always like when I get to the end of the game, it's always a fight between my completionist instinct and my I'm bored and want to do something else now
Coming
instinct.
to a staircase,
I get that.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So Kendra wants to know, how are you supposed to collect them?
You just gotta find them. I've collected 5 of the 6 of them, and unfortunately they don't respawn. I'd have to buy another copy of the game, and I don't want to do that.
So that's why the one wasn't crossed out, because that's the
Right.
one. Okay. Damn, this is a fancy office. I should become the boss.
Right?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Who cares?
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Evan likes the narrator guy, and he's not biased.
Of course not, Evan. Evan and I have a deep appreciation for narrators.
See, I like playing video games where you look up the passwords to things on the internet so you never have to search for the passwords.
Oh, you found it!
Hey!
I think you just gotta press A.
Wait, I think I need to back up. Okay.
There we go. You found the last figure.
Did you not know it was here?
No.
And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
Nice.
Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment.
That was
This
really
is doing
easy.
something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So,
I like rewards
instead,
for
I'll just
all
say,
shapes
"It's
and
done.
sizes of
We're all
things.
done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Nice.
There we go.
Okay. I think I'm going to push this ominously glowing button. Luckily, this isn't too scary, so I'm not sad that I made it dark like it told me to. Sometimes when I play games, I won't make it as dark as they
Stanley
tell me.
realized he felt a bit peculiar.
Scary cat.
It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
Well,
Why did he feel this
this
now?
game is scary in
When
a
for
different
years,
way.
It had never occurred to him.
It'll make you
This
question the
question
nature of
would not
existence.
go unanswered for long.
So Kendra asked, is that it? So that's the game isn't over, but it sounds like Andrew had already collected 5 of the 6 figurines, and I just happened to come across the last one.
Dana collected the last one for me, so good job, Dana. Give her a round of applause in the comments.
Oh, and also Kendra is saying, oh wait, right, the end is never the end.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Ooh, I want to learn to control minds. No. No, I don't want to control minds. I just want to read them so that I can help people be less sad.
Or more sad.
No, I want people to be less sad.
The lights
Unless
rose
they're
on an
bad people, and then
enormous
those
room
bad
packed
people
with
need to learn to
television
take
screens.
accountability.
What horrible
Yeah.
secret did this place hold? Stanley
But feel
thought to
sad in a,
himself.
like, healing
Did
way.
he have the strength to find out?
Evan's having fun with these Twitch emotes. Okay. That's a camera.
Camera.
That doesn't look like it has anything I can push. Okay, then let's push this camera button.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Ominous. See? Scary in a different way.
Interesting. Does he live here and he doesn't realize it?
I think canonically Stanley has an apartment.
Okay.
I think.
Oh, Evan comments, insert suspense here.
Yes.
Okay, let's...
What could this possibly be leading to?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions
Maybe his
had been
boring job was the mind
manipulated to
control.
accept it
Maybe.
blindly?
Ooh.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
But isn't that what
Wasn't it?
emotions are?
Was
You're
it
letting the
even
world
possible?
control you?
Had he truly spent
Yeah.
his entire life utterly
Like this
blind
game
to
is
the
meant to
world?
question the very nature of existence.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Oh,
For
no.
he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yep. Over the Darth Vader Luke Skywalker pit.
Nice. No, I am your father. Ooh, consult. Oh, disabled.
Yeah.
Kendra says Marco would argue that half of those aren't emotions. I don't know, Andrew, if you've ever watched Movie Libs, but Marco is not a fan of an array of emotions.
Well, maybe if we play this game again, we'll invite Marco to play it.
Yes. Am I allowed to run?
And when at last he found the
No.
source of the room's power, he
Okay.
knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
So,
I want to turn it on to see how it works.
okay.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls,
Uh-oh.
did you? After
I
they kept you
did.
enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
I'm curious.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid
Okay.
you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency
no.
detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA
See what happens when you
identification,
don't listen to the narrator?
detonators are set to explode,
Evan and I tried to warn you.
eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes.
All right, 2 minutes
now
till
this is making
detonation.
things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Okay,
It's your
fine.
time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More
How do I get
time
out
to
of
talk
here?
I don't, there's, nothing you can do.
means. I barely know
I'm
where
sorry to say,
start.
you've,
What's that?
you should have listened to the narrator.
Evan's yelling, always
And I would have
listening to the
saw this before you
narrator.
this
Always listen to the narrator. Oh, see, he closed the door on you.
You're
Ow!
gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the
Okay.
story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground,
Damn it, that's
swallowing
5 versus
everyone
3.
inside, or I let it burn to a crisp.
Oh,
I have to say this, though.
number 3.
This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it
Chatty,
go.
chatty, chatty.
And I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go around will be even better.
So the narrator's
My
basically God
goodness,
in this
only
game.
34
Okay.
seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or
just
did you
pushed a
just
bunch of
assume
buttons
when
in
you
a
saw that
row?
timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won?
Yes.
Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment.
Well,
but here's
I don't
a
know what to
spoiler
do.
for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless.
See,
To
so the
see
narrator
you
is torturing
made
you.
humble.
Oh, that's always
This is not a
fun.
challenge.
I
Right?
love
It's
being
a
tortured.
tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy
explains
it
why the
first,
narrator's
so
a
you
man.
Can't.
Mm-hmm.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley.
No offense.
That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle.
You know.
30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing.
Enable
No ending.
backup
Just
power to
you being
activate.
blown to pieces.
I don't know.
Will you cling desperately to your frail life?
What's happening?
Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice.
The world is
Make
ending.
it count. Or
That's
don't.
fun.
It's all the same to me. All a part
10
of the
seconds.
show. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the
Ooh,
moment
I'm
you
jiggling.
fade in until the moment I say happily ever after.
And that's the Stanley Parable.
Okay.
And the end is never the end.
Evan said, try not to die.
Try not to die. So you found 2 ways to die.
Okay, fine.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one.
Kendra
Wasn't it
says,
just the most
"That
intrinsically
dude is a
fulfilling moment
dick."
of your entire life?
I
Didn't
agree.
it fill you to the brim
Yeah,
with inner
narrators are the
richness?
worst.
Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more
Ooh.
time.
Where am I going?
I have not seen... Oh, this is the memory zone.
Okay. This looks peaceful.
Yeah. When Stanley found the collectibles.
Dennis says that this is really one of my favorite games given how meta it is.
Yep.
I wonder if this is on other consoles.
It is. You can get this on Steam. You can get this for PlayStation and Xbox, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah. And on the Nintendo Switch.
Which is what we're playing on now.
Yes, we're playing that on the Nintendo Switch because that's what I have.
Shirley says she needs to change her username. I recognize your picture though, Shirley.
So this game was originally developed back in 2013 by Crows. That's all
Here's
I know
where
about
all
it.
began.
Nice.
The first collectible.
Oh,
Back then, we had
jeez.
no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
They're gonna reset. You got a 7th one.
Nice. That's not creepy.
Nope.
I was wondering, like, how people come up with these kind of ideas. Like, what kind of...
There.
And here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around by the red and blue doors. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6.
Are they gonna walk us through
But
collecting
you
them all?
continue to surprise me in all sorts of
I haven't
seen this portion of the game,
mundane,
so-
unremarkable ways.
Ooh. The teacher has become the student.
Right?
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you
Ooh.
remember?
I think it was under the stairs.
Okay.
I think.
We'll find out.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here, under the
Yay.
stairs.
Woo.
It was the third one.
I'm kinda
You picked
smart.
it up, and then after that, you had 3
Yeah.
of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
That's
I
true.
don't think I
Let's
don't know
see,
if that's
what came
true.
next?
Any scientists in the audience back him up?
Oh yes, we found a fig leaf.
Well, I know that in my job,
Well,
and I
can't
do
actually
change
say I
management and
remember
train
being in
people on
this room,
things.
but
I
it's
always say
here in
that
the
you have
memory
to
zone, so it
be
must
exposed to
have
something
happened.
like 5 to 7 times before it sinks in.
Yeah.
I like this wall color.
It's very, like, off pink. I like it.
Maybe Brian will get it. Let us paint the comedy spot pink.
Big day of giving. If we double our goal next year, we'll paint it pink.
This was the 5th
Yes.
mini stand, and
Oh,
this one was
jeez.
really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly
Sometimes
special
video
to me,
games
I
like
made a
will
little
trigger my
video to
fear
commemorate
pikes, and I'm
the
like,
occasion.
no, that's just watching a screen.
Ah. This is fantastic. This is how I found the fit figurine,
Nice.
Stanlerine.
That's creepy because that looks like a real warehouse and not like a video game warehouse.
Yeah, this is that ultra realistic video game engine. Hit by the narrator.
Best boy.
The narrator.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
So Evan, your next video assignment, you have to give yourself all the credits as the narrator.
Nice. Yeah, Dennis says that he's the same way. I get a feeling in my gut depending on the game and how the heights look. The worst was when I played The Last of Us 2. There's a spot where you go up really high and it looks really scary.
And then
This is the scariest thing in this
the
horror
last
game, being up on top
the
of a
final
skyscraper.
figurine, right here behind the boss's office.
This is the one
memory
Dana
is the most
found.
distinct and
Wow.
clear in my mind. Perhaps
was like it was
because
only
it was the
yesterday.
one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a figly and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment
Yay.
unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, walk down memory lane.
Now I gotta know where all they were, even though I was not here for that.
There you go.
And then there was no
You
more.
are in the
Because
present.
we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left
this a
to do
reference
but
to
move
Spaceballs?
onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Maybe.
Maybe. You're looking at now.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop
Uh-oh.
the loading screen.
Yeah,
Isn't there some way we
backwards.
can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite
Oh
direction.
my god,
See
they're
how
gonna have you go
Okay.
through it again.
Okay, yes, the back of the boss's office. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines
Nice.
we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep
I
going.
mean, this
want
is
more.
really bothering that part of my brain that wants to.
Wants to keep doing.
No, the part of my brain that doesn't like
And here's where I made
contractions
that
where
video.
the
Don't you
top is
remember
bigger than the
video we
bottom.
watched?
Get through the whole thing again.
Yes, I love that video.
Can I just? No, it won't let me jump off.
The narrator won't let you die.
No, it won't let me jump off. I really want to. Shirley says one of the best movies ever.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one.
Yeah, this pink room isn't in the
A
game
solid
normally.
room.
Okay. Well, let's gotta go
These really
downstairs.
were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we...
So I think this is a
resisted
statement on collectibles in video games. So funny.
I have a love-hate relationship with video game collectibles.
Yep, me too.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it, the very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figlarines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
How about instead of going back and looking at these memories, we can go make more memories? What?
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then. But time does put a rosy filter on
You're out of
everything.
jumps.
In fact, I dare say I'm actually
I don't know
quite
how to
fond
jump.
of it now.
You're out of jumps.
Look how much
Oh,
fun
okay.
the
There's
past
no more
is.
jumps to
I want
jump.
More
Okay.
memories.
Well,
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
okay.
Yep. And you're back at the
And
office.
before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else?
It looks
Was
like the
there
mug
some
just says, I
electronic
hate
phone
days.
office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
But I think that says Mondays.
Where are we
Yes,
going now?
I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then, I was different. I used to make big
I
decisions.
understand why
I
Evan
was
likes this
passionate.
game.
I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I
Rewatching
stopped
the
making
opening cutscene.
decisions. I
Classic.
became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions, he would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion.
See,
even if
everyone
he
needs
was a
companionship.
fiction.
Yeah.
I suppose it's grown old.
Be nice
I-
to someone.
I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used
Just
to
be nice to everyone that you
Yes.
care about.
I can be on my
and
own
even
again.
strangers
I
to
can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll
To a
take care
proportional
of
degree.
myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just
Ooh, how about the
once
memory of the
and give
time where
Stanley
you
one more
pushed
run of the
Control
office,
Alt
and
Delete?
then
Oh,
I'll
that's great.
retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Wow.
It was beautiful.
Give that man an Oscar.
We discovered something new together.
Yay!
All of us. And we're back. We're back at the office.
Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
It means
Stanley
I get to
decided
eat all the
go to
office
meeting room.
cake.
Perhaps he had
Woo!
simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet
And the
there
meeting
was
room
not
is
a
back to
single
normal.
person here either.
Oh,
Feeling a
nice.
wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to
Oh,
his
no.
boss's
So
office,
if you go-
hoping he might find an answer there.
Get Chris out of the broom closet.
Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy.
Hire somebody to fire the paper guy.
Great. The future was yesterday. Tomorrow is now. Okay.
Everyone is unique. You most of all.
Yay! Did that open? Nope. He's just gonna have to stay trapped in there.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No.
Yeah, go see what's downstairs.
Right.
There was a figurine down there, but now there isn't.
Oh, look, cars.
Yeah, you found the parking garage.
Crane says, this sounds like it could be Evan narrating.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
One day,
considered the
Evan, too, will
possibility of
narrate
facing
a
his
very
boss,
trolly video
admitting
game
he had left
and
his
love
post during
it
work
so
hours.
much.
He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
Or maybe you
And as
accidentally
Stanley
came into
pondered
work on a
this, He
Saturday.
began to make other
He
strange
did.
observations. For example, why couldn't he
I always
see his
hated in
feet
high
when
school.
he looked
I would
down?
forget to turn off my
Why did
alarm
doors
on like a
close
Friday night,
automatically behind
so I'd
him
wake up on
whenever he
Saturday
went?
morning
And for
and
that
start to get
matter,
ready
these
for like
rooms
5
were
minutes.
starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
This is all a dream.
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found
Just
an
going around in
answer, an
circles.
explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
Yes.
He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as
Can't go
well
in that
enjoy
door.
this while I'm
Well,
still
darn it.
lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
You're floating.
Then he
Yay,
imagined
this is way more
himself
fun than
soaring
walking.
through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head.
What
One
if
he
I'm
was amazed he
on
hadn't asked himself sooner.
LSD?
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the
Low battery.
voice was
That's okay.
describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course,
Note to self,
this was
never
not a
go
dream.
downstairs
How could it
again.
be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
This is
Now,
not a
hearing
dream.
the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all,
Where, if
he
it's
knew
not
for
a
certain
dream, where is
without a
the
doubt that this was,
stairs?
in fact,
I
a
want to
dream.
leave.
Did the voice not see him float and make the
Shirley
magical
says,
stars
"You're
just a
making
moment
me
ago?
sick."
How else would the voice explain
Sorry.
all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Okay,
So
I'm
he
just
closed
whack
his
myself
eyes
into
gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Okay.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back,
I'm there now.
the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm
Okay.
through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife
Yeah, he does have
and
an
my
apartment.
job.
Okay.
All
Or he
I want
thinks
is
he
my
does.
He
life
thinks he does.
Exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal.
He has a wife.
I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
No.
We're back.
No.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh, good.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered
There
her
needs to be more
belongings, and
female
walked to her place of work. But on this particular
protagonists
day,
in video
her
games.
walk was interrupted by the
I
body
agree,
of a man
but,
who had stumbled through town talking and screaming
well,
to himself. And
I won't
then
spoil
collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was
What if the
comforting
only
to
thing that's
think
real
this,
is what's inside
and
your
in
head?
a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life.
She's gonna go work at the
She had
button
no time for
pressing
this,
office
so
too?
it was
think
only
so.
a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
And that's the Stanley Parable.
Do you know how many different ways this game can end?
Oh, there's a whole bunch. I don't know if I've discovered them all yet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do they have like achievements or whatever on this?
No, not
All
really.
of his co-workers were gone.
Well, I mean, because I know that I don't know if Twitch
Stanley decided to go to the
does
meeting
something like
room.
that. Because I know that
Perhaps he
Xbox
simply
does
missed a memo.
achievements and PlayStation does trophies. But I didn't know.
I,
If...
I don't think so.
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling
Tips
a
for
wave
not
of
getting fired.
disbelief,
Talk less.
Stanley decided
Do
to go up
unbelievably
to his
amazing
boss's
work all the
office,
time, every
hoping he
day.
might find an answer there.
Okay. How to solve like ball up inside you, take it out passive aggressive on other coworkers, resent coworkers for not supporting you more. That sounds about right. Nice. Okay, upstairs.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Executive bathroom.
Yeah,
My office has its own bathroom
nice.
because I work from home.
Stepping into his
There you
manager's
go.
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody.
And I'm
He
not
began
saying I've ever
wildly
done
tearing
this, but
through
I
papers on the
fully
boss's
support
desk, pulling
using the
books off
bathroom during
shelf,
meetings
looking
if you
behind
mute yourself.
paintings,
Because
desperate for
sometimes you just
clues
gotta
to
go.
his
Sometimes you just got
situation.
to.
But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk.
You
What
don't
could
want
its
to
purpose
hurt
be?
your bladder
In
control or
fact,
your
this
insides
keypad
by
guarded
not
the
using the
terrible
restroom when you need to.
secret that lay
course not.
buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley
Trying to see if I
couldn't
can remember
possibly
it,
have known
but-
this.
Well, if you do remember it before the narrator tells you, he kind of gets a little pissy.
By simply
Okay.
pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay. This time I'm going to do the right thing and turn the machine off.
Okay. And then after that, I will show the audience one thing, and I think that's what we have time for.
Or should I just run away? Can I escape? I don't think I've done that yet either. Okay.
Escape takes a
Stanley
while.
walked straight ahead
Okay.
through the large
I don't know
door
if
that
we'll
read
have time to
Mind
watch that ending.
Control Facility.
Then I'm not going to escape.
If you guys want it, we'll play this game again. We can show you more endings.
Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Horrible secret. Ooh.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a
Hey,
screen.
some of these people have
And
better
Stanley,
offices than me.
one of them,
Yep.
eternally
That's
monitored in
okay.
this place where freedom meant nothing.
Do the numbers indicate seniority, or are they just randomly assigned?
I think they're just random. I'm not sure.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under
Hey, look,
someone's
there's-
control all
There
this
you are.
time?
There's employee
Was this the only
420.
reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No.
And look, there's
He
employee
refused to
69.
believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life
'Cause I'm a mature
in someone
adult.
else's control.
We're all mature adults.
Never.
Yeah.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
No. Wait, okay, I was like, where's the door?
But here was the proof.
Okay.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very
Okay, I'm
place.
gonna do the right
And
thing
as the
this
cold
time.
reality of
Do
his
the right
past
thing.
began to sink in,
The right thing. Who
Stanley
knows what's
decided
right
that
with
this
this
machinery
Yeah,
would
what's
never
right
again
here?
exert its terrible power.
Turn it off, and then everyone dies. Oh, just kidding.
And everyone dies. No, nobody dies.
You can't tell, but I'm spinning around in circles.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Right? Like,
Was it over?
Was it over?
I don't know.
He had won.
So Dana
He
won.
had defeated the machine.
Yay!
Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's
Yay,
grasp?
Kareen says, yay,
What
Dana!
other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he
Somehow it feels
realized
like a trick.
none of this mattered to him. For
Well, yeah,
it
'cause
was
there's
not
more
the
endings to this
drop-in
game.
power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal.
I feel like this is the kind of game where you need to make like a flowchart on your wall.
Yeah.
No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lived, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
Am I in Ireland with these
Stanley
tiny little rock
stepped
walls?
through the open door. Stanley
free!
felt the cool breeze upon his
Yay!
skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Kendra wants to know, is Stanley the
And
narrator?
Stanley was happy.
That's a good. I don't know if we have an answer to that one.
Okay, you said you wanted to show something?
Yeah, I think we've got one more thing, and I think that'll be it.
Okay.
But if you want to see more Stanley Parable, we can definitely play it again.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they
Go
were.
this way.
Just a matter of time. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Just gonna walk down here. We'll go to the meeting room.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go
we'll go in
up
the
to
broom
his
closet.
boss's office, hoping he might
Yes,
find
you
an
can
answer
go in the room
there.
closet.
Oh.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
No.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
It's a nice broom closet.
I mean, clearly there was something there
Baffling
if
that
there's
Stanley
that shadow
was
on the
still
wall.
just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
That's fuck all for those of you who didn't know.
Nice.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Shirley said,
Standing
I
around
wouldn't
doing
mind
nothing?
watching the one where they
Why?
fling paint.
Please
I
offer
think
me
you're talking
some
about the
explanation
unfinished
here. I'm
swan.
genuinely confused.
Maybe?
I don't know. I don't know about that one.
I know there's another game where you, like, battle each other with paint.
You do realize
But I don't
there's
have
no
that one.
choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have
I think
thought
the
to mention
narrator
it.
doth protest too much.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning. Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Stanley's addicted to drugs and hookers.
That's great.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body
Maybe
is
turn
taken
down your
care
computers
of
in a second.
before it begins to decompose.
Oh, okay, is it gonna get loud?
Hello?
No.
Anyone who happens
Oh.
to be nearby, the person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please
True.
remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
All right.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
No, I liked it in the broom closet better.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
All right. So
Nice.
let's begin the game again.
At least you gotta troll the narrator a little bit, right?
Yeah. Well, so we'll start the story again.
All of his co-workers were gone.
The
What
office
could it
is
be?
different.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
All right. There's one more little thing.
Okay.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Sometimes the words don't match the
When Stanley came to a set of two
Change it
open
up a little
doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
But is that where he's going?
And we can't get into the closet now.
Nice.
Try. So yeah, those are some of the endings to the Stanley Parable.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What did you think?
That was funny.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I like to mix it up. You don't always need a straight through story. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Like I said, it'll make you question the nature of your own existence.
Well, thank you, Andrew. That was super fun.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So if you want us to play this again sometime, let us know in the comments.
Right. Okay, well, thank you, everybody, for watching with us, and hope you have a good rest of your evening.
Yeah.
And we'll see you later.
See you this weekend for shows.
Yeah. What do we have this weekend?
Ooh, this weekend, that is a good question.
I know on Saturday at 8 o'clock we have the hilariously funny sketch comedy show Squad Patrol, and then at 9 o'clock is ACL. I know on Friday it's stand-up comedy shows.
Give me a moment, I'll find it. Thursday we are closed. We will not have shows Thursday night.
But we'll hopefully then have an air conditioning.
Hopefully we'll have a new air conditioning. Friday, we have imported comedy at 8, and then Friday night laughs at 9, so 2 hilarious stand-up shows. And, yeah, tomorrow night we have Improv Wednesdays. Come see me perform. Otherwise, have a good week.
Awesome.
We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.